welcome back to my channel, guys. And I'm actually standing up. I don't know if you can see me in my reflection, but I'm in my apartment right now and I live in 2B2B. Right now I'm in Boston, Massachusetts, and this is East Boston. It's actually really pretty to see what's going on outside. And yeah, I really like my apartment for the fact that it's like cheaper than the market price, and we don't have to I don't have to pay for a broker fee. And my room, this is just like, if you want to see, this is my room, this is my bed. Like, it's pretty simple. I like everything white, if you can tell already. But yeah, thinking about doing another video for this week. And especially if you can see, I'm wearing something in red. Red is one of my favorite color, but it's also like, I think it's really sexy to anybody who wears white. I'm trying to like sit down, to be honest, because I've been like I've been standing up for the whole day, and whoever knows me like personally know that in the past 6 months, I have been healing from a spinal fracture. Like, I will be telling about that story later on in my video, but yeah, still have been recovering from it. With that being said, like, I cannot be standing for too long, and I wore heels today when I went out, so it's actually hurting my back right now, and I'm supposed to be lying down and healing my back. That's the best way to do it. But I also wanted to do our video for today, and I'm holding my phone. So it's actually this week, it's going to be Chinese New Year. Whoever celebrated, happy Lunar New Year. And that's exactly also why I'm wearing red in this video as well, because it's my year. And anybody who's turning 24 this year, give me a yes. Okay, I see all you guys turning 24. I don't care if you're male, female, if you are colorblind or anything, go get red panties. You know that you are supposed to wear red panties for your year. All the rabbits were rabbits this year, so go get yourself red panties, red things. It's for good luck. And if you don't want to get good luck, it's fine too. I'm just such a person who like ritual. I like symbolic thingy and meanings in everything. So every holiday, I'm the person who literally trying to upgrade everything in my wardrobe. And it's actually a really bad obsession if you think about it. I don't know if it's a healthy obsession or something. I buy new things for all different holidays, and it's supposed to be celebrated, supposed to be encouraged as the Chinese people, because apparently we have all the major discount on e-commerce stores when it comes to all big holidays. So it's insane that we don't really buy anything. Like, a lot of people think if you're Chinese and if you don't buy anything during big holidays, you're stupid. Anyways, and let me actually turn around because the lighting here is a little bit more better. So yeah, I do want to talk about today's topic, and it's about, the title is pretty simple. It's called Embrace Yourself, Sis, and Be Prepared to Get Bumped in the Head. It's gonna be a really heavy hitter. What I mean by that is like, I'm gonna be talking about something really serious in this one, even though I'm like smiling right now. I'm pretty serious when I talk about serious things. And since it's New Year, let's start by saying that all these things is learned from last year and will be applied and will be continued applied in the following years as well. A lot of it is related to relationships, so let's get right into it. First, it's called accessibility. The fact that we like somebody, there's great chemistry, we start making more time for somebody, doesn't mean that the person is going to see you as somebody valuable. It's a very interesting ideology to think about it. A good will decrease its value the more it gives out. As said, it is, we as people are products. We as people we are things that carry values. So simply by making quality time with a person will not make you standing out. And it is based on if you are in that early dating stage with somebody. If you already established a relationship, sure, it probably will be better. But if you're just making yourself so available, thinking that you're being so nice and so kind to the person, will not make a difference. Sadly enough, nice girls finish last. Well, nice guys finish last as well. And second, you can always, remember, always reevaluate your current relationship with a person and readjust your standards. So this is something I've been thinking a lot, and I've been talking with my friends a lot, is whether the girl lose their value by sleeping with a guy on the first date. Honestly, it will be really interesting if you guys give me your answers, but this is what I think, and you don't have to agree with it. I don't think a girl necessarily lose value if she really likes the guy and decide to sleep with him on the first date. I don't think she lose her value at all. But what she does after and her communication style, like everything happened after, play a big factor in whether it's gonna like signal a red light towards the guy. So it's the way you communicate about it. If you really are claiming as a high standard woman and you feel kind of icky, or you kind of feeling like not comfortable of sleeping with him that early, don't say something like, oh, I usually don't do this, please. That's the worst way to come across it. But you should say something. For example, this is my suggestion, you don't have to take it, but say something like, oh, it was really fun, and actually we were able to have sex, and it was really felt really nice to me. I guess say nice to you. But I actually don't do this. I don't really like to, I think we're taking it too fast, and I hope you understand. Say something like this. Don't flip it as a way, oh, can't believe we did this, can't believe, I break my standard. Don't focus on the negative part, but focus more on the positive aspect of you still have standard, you still can raise the standard. The one time you slept with this person does not necessarily qualify to him entering with JJ again. Honestly, don't think like that. And you can always readjust your standard. Doesn't mean you break it the first time, you keep doing it. It's not like he has all the control power because you sleep with him the first time. But also don't do it in a way be like, oh, feeling comfortable and avoiding it. Because from a male partner perspective, if you kind of just see him and have sex with him, if the person really likes you and you kind of just dipped, it shows that you don't really take sex so seriously, and he will actually not take you as seriously at all. He will just be like, oh, probably I'm just a number, a body count for her. I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. And the third thing is, I hate to say this, but dating is a form of exchange of values. A long time ago, there is this question being asked around, what do you bring to the table? And it's very interesting because nowadays a lot of women has been asked about this question instead of just men answering question, because men are expected to bring a lot of things in the relationship. If you're trying to date and see this person long term, of course the vibe has to be good. You have to like him. But I think girls, typically we like somebody who's funny, charismatic, who is successful, earns decent type of money, and also is tall. I swear I've heard so many girls who has tall as a necessity, not something as a bonus. Their physical appearances actually is important. So as ladies, we don't really get asked the question what do we bring to the value, even though I know it might sound like, oh, we are ladies, we shouldn't be answered question like this. But if you claiming that yourself as some independent woman, you need to understand that you are expected to also bring something to the table. Not necessarily saying money, but what would you rate yourself? What would you say is your traits that can support a relationship, can like make somebody attracted to you, you know, things that like this is your advantages. And you need to be understanding that men are looking for girls who are self-aware. And yeah, and I also hate to say this, a lot of time men value sex more than anything else. That's why us ladies are, what we bring to the table can be a lot based on physical appearance. And I hate to say this because I'm not the hottest girl. I would not consider myself being hot. Is that I understand when men like hotter girls, and it's okay to feel for the person to approach you because you're pretty, but like what's beyond that, you know, like what is your value beyond that is something that we as ladies also need to think about. So the fourth thing, listen closely. We do not like him. Okay, let me explain what do we mean by that. A lot of time, I feel like nowadays modern dating is a lot of man game, especially if you go on TikToks, if you listen to a lot of people's dating advice, a lot of like manipulation game. I'm like, I swear, like I've listened to so many people saying, you know, how to manipulate this person, toxic audition. I don't know if you on that part of TikTok, toxic audition. I'm like, I was just like listening to some of them. It's like, it makes sense, but it's sad that we're actually promoting toxicity, man games, instead of like content such as building yourself, healing yourself, taking care of your soul before meeting your partner. So the reason why I'm talking about this is relating to the point I was making. We don't like about him. We like the idea of him or them, or you like the idea of this person, but do you actually want to have him, or you just like what he possess, what he represent? A lot of time I feel like we enter relationship looking for different things, right? A lot of people looking for companionship, some people looking for just that boyfriend and girlfriend experiences, but a lot of time for women, we date somebody who is like represent a higher status, or just in general like what he does. In the past, I have friends who like, you know, wanted to date somebody who has more financial achievement or success. And even I in the past made this settle comments of the men I dated. For example, I dated a banker, or I dated somebody who is like super high value, and I make comments like that. You know, it makes me feel good. It makes the girls who also makes them feel good by saying or by claiming that the other person have all these title, all these like status. But at the end of the day, that's what the person possess, is not what you possess. So it's kind of lame, even to think about what I've said. It's kind of lame to brag about the other person's stuff. It's not your stuff, sis. Like if a guy takes you on dates, driving, whipping, and pulling up with a Lamborghini, sure, that is cool. That is his Lamborghinis though. It's his Lamborghinis though. It just made me want to laugh because girls actually, or sometimes we say something really stupid and we get caught into it. We're like, oh, don't blame me. But yeah, and it's funny, and I'll say like okay and it's his stuff. Yeah. But that's the thing, we like the idea of somebody, but do we really like to be in relationship with somebody? That is very up in the air, right? Because we like the idea, but we don't think we can handle the situation or the truth of dating somebody who's too out of our league, or having too much fame, status, all that kind of stuff. So, and the fifth one, I really want to say this because it's gonna hit hard too. This self-help bullshit gotta go. Like this self-help, like stop self-helping. Like a lot of people, like what do you think you're self-care, self-helping? Take a bubble bath, go on a walk by Starbucks and take a picture of you feeling good. That is not self-helping, sis. Reading books and just feeling that dopamine hits is not self-helping. It's not. And also posting retweeting quote while you're still crying 24/7 is not self-help. This superficial bullshit got to go. I'm sorry, but it's supposed to. The thing is, like, we do so many things to make us feel better. We do like self-help, like, oh, to drink sparkling water. That is fine. I think the self-help of like or self-discover, or we call this self-help, self-improvement by doing some superficial stuff, it's not helpful, like as mentioned above, okay? And self-help is supposed to make you feel bad, look at yourself and feel bad and actually become better. I have a thing with fitness is if the person called you fat, okay, this may sound very controversial when I say this, therefore I will be very cautious about my avoiding. I think if somebody called your physique, like you're showing fat, this is because I'm also Asian, like growing up people calling me fat, like I have no problem with it. It's because I know my parents does it. The people who are closest to actually saying the most ruthless thing if you pay attention. But they fat shamed me, right? They fat shamed me, and I took it pretty well. Like I'm not, like, I don't think I'm skinny, but I'm really in shape. So if somebody ever made you feel bad, don't just say like, oh, I can't believe you said this stuff. Internalize it, take it as an indicator that you need to become better. So these haters were not gonna hate and actually look in your eyes, be like, can't believe she actually become a better version of yourself. You want that coming from their mouth, not something like, oh, I can't think that you can't take a joke or something. You know what I mean? Like, you're supposed to look at yourself, be like, damn, I need to grind harder so I can lose all this weight. Or for example, if you spend all this money, don't be like, damn, how can I get myself in this financial situation? I actually start budgeting and become better, right? Word is not all rainbows, unicorns, bubbles. I hate to break it to you like this. Word is not a very fair place, and people will going to judge you for all the aspects that they can. Trust me, I've been there. I've been judged multiple times, especially being somebody who make content pretty often on Instagram and being called unintelligent. So I take it to the grandest assault. And 6 things that you need to understand when it's dating and a relationship is somebody else's reasoning is not your reality. I really like this quote. I think I heard it from Matthew Harsey. I'm going to give him credits. He is a relationship coach, and the reason why he is saying this quote is that a lot of people, when you pop the question or you think it's the time to move forward, the person was saying, I'm not ready for a relationship. I don't think I can commit. But that's the reason, and they give you some reason to be like, oh, I've been cheating on the past, or for something like, oh, I have all these things going on, so I don't think I can 100% dedicated in this relationship. But listen to what they're saying. That is their reasoning. It's okay. They can have their reason. They can justify it, but it can also be an excuse of not getting into this relationship. It's harsh because all of a sudden you're like, should I just settle for what it is right now, or should I leave? Because when they telling you all these reasoning, it makes you feel like you want to empathize with them, because it's human nature to want to be agreeable, to want to empathize. But their reasoning is not your reality, sis. Listen, their reasoning is not your reality. Meaning that he can have all these saying in his word, but remember the sentence, if he want, he would. And I'm not saying that the perfect scenario ever exists and the person doesn't have anything going on, but the person will make sure that by giving you all these reasons, the person will also say something like, I'm trying to work out something that will meet the needs of both of us, so I don't feel like I'm losing you. That's somebody who really wants to be moving forward with you would say, even though acknowledging that he has or she has all these things going on in the past, in the present, whatever. That's the commitment and effort. The person doesn't even want to put in effort when they explain it. Be like, oh, that's just my reason. That's it. That does not mean that you need to take that as a reason to do anything, but take it as what you want, right? It's your decision whether you want to stick with the person, but if you wanted to entertain them. But the consequences that you have to take that reality of him not committing to you, and that's what you need to see through, okay? And the 7th one is gonna hit even harder. I posted something early on today. I said distance kills what's fake and preserve or shows what's real. Distance does. That's why a lot of long distance relationship failed, because this is what my philosophy or my ideology is. When I was with my 4-year long distance person, we always make commitment to travel to see each other. So I don't get why you can't actually be in a long-term and a long-distance relationship. I believe it's that foundation wasn't that strong enough. So say it like this way. Don't say that your feelings fades away. It's not strong to begin with. Okay, listen that again. Don't say that your feelings fades away. It's not even strong to begin with. So I think it's a sad reality, but we have to take it as what it is. I think a lot of people fake this connection. Like a lot of people actually fake connection nowadays, and to say that it's so strong, but it's such a facade when you're actually miles away from the person, or even just like in a worse situation. Adverse situation, it shows that if the person really consider you as something worth fighting for, they were, as what I was saying before, if the person can. I think it sounds naive, but honestly, if even the person wouldn't even want to think about things that can overcome that it's just not gonna worth it. And distance does kill what's fake, and it shows you the people who you can trust, and it's a beautiful thing. It's actually a beautiful thing to test drive and to see who will be there long term, because you're gonna filter out so many people that is just there for a season. It's just there for a ride. It's fine. I have so many people like that. Even the longest friendship or relationship, any kind of dynamics, I understand that some people are there for just a passenger of my life, right? And I take it as grateful as possible. I view everybody with gratitude. That's why I'm always happy, and no matter what outcome or what kind of ending I had with certain people, I'm always very grateful that people can be there and show me a lesson. And yeah, I feel like I always ended with this like super spiritual things, but this is actually really a long video, and I know that it's gonna be, again, I love Lunar New Year, not only because I recently have a lot of Chinese new friends, so like we're actually doing something special this year, but it's also because I'm away, and I've been missing home a lot. And actually last thing I haven't said in this video is to really just take your parents seriously. Like, these people, like your family, your own family, and your parents and your future family are the reason or the purpose or the meaning of your life, if you really think about it. And I think it's a blessing. It's a blessing. It's honestly a blessing if you're realizing it from a young age as well. So with that being said, guys, this is the end of this video, and again, thank you so much for being here, and I'm excited to see you guys again. Give a like, thumbs up if you really like this video. I know that I've been talking a lot of deep stuff recently. Actually comment if you have any suggestion of what things I need to cover. I'm always learning, always growing, and of you guys always feeling, struggling, and getting back up. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys, and have a good night.